Thanks. It will be very quick, I assure you, and then we'll just get on to a bit of question and answer time. So I've been with Ninti 1 for 8 weeks now, so I really am the new kid on the block. What I just want to do quickly is talk a bit about this project. Digby's talked about the range of climate change adaptation research that's happening with his team, and there's lots of other work happening. So this project's really about linking that into Rangelands natural resource management. What I'd just like to quickly do for those of you who maybe aren't familiar with the natural resource management arrangements across Australia is just run through that. So when we talk about natural resources, we're talking about the soil, water, landscapes, plants and animals that are our assets, our natural assets. And some people include people, some communities include people in that list. Certainly when we get to natural resource management, we're talking about the active management of those resources by people, by communities, and that's really important to the way we manage those now and into the future. So there's an arrangement set up across the country of 56 organisations or regions, and they're sometimes called NRM regions or catchment management regions. And each of those has a group or a board or a committee of community and government representatives who are responsible for the strategic management of those natural resources, for the oversight. And they develop strategic plans for their region. And the implementation of those plans is funded through the Australian government, state governments and other partners to implement on-ground activities. And as you've heard a lot from Digby particularly, we're expecting change across the rangelands, and it's what we're starting to try and understand better is how that change is going to impact on our natural resources and what we need to be doing to adapt to that change. So the Australian government developed the Clean Energy Future Plan, and within that, the Regional Natural Resource Management Planning for Climate Change Fund, providing nearly $44 million over 5 years to improve regional planning for climate change. So to take some of that research and science and that knowledge that's being built and get that into the management planning for those natural resources. In particular, the fund is aiming to improve the capacity of those regional organisations by improving the quality and accessibility of regionally relevant information about climate impacts and potential adaptation responses, providing access to the expert advice, but also encouraging the integration of the local knowledge and experience into the understanding of climate change impacts, opportunities and potential responses. So to do that, the regions have been clustered, more or less according to climate, and so there's 8 clusters across the country. This project that's being coordinated by Ninti 1 is the Rangelands cluster, which is the large yellow area across 2/3 of the country. Maybe I'm over-exaggerating. There's also a national project that's undertaking some activities at the national level, and a climate projections project doing a range of projections work at various levels. So getting into the Rangelands Cluster project, I guess this diagram is just an attempt to illustrate Ninti 1's role as the knowledge broker between the various research, information and tools that are available around understanding climate change and its impacts and potential adaptations, and the natural resource management bodies and organisations. And so so that role of gathering the information, helping translate it and providing it to the natural resource management organisations, but also working with those organisations to identify what the issues are and to feed back into the research some of those questions. So the ultimate there's a range of aims of the project, but in particular, I think building the capacity of both the NRM planners and the climate change researchers to create those networks to deliver adaptive responses in the future. And finally, these are the partners in the project. So the CSIRO and Monash University are the research partners, and then the 7 natural resource management organisations who are part of the Rangelands Alliance are the NRM partners. So as you can tell, it's very early days and I'm just starting out. But that's just to give you an overview of the sort of work that we're doing to try and take some of that research and science and help get it embedded in natural resource management plans and activities across on the ground. Thank you.